smack. Look at what they did there, man. They just hammered commodity prices. Let me explain what this chart is. This is the red line, which is kind of in the middle there. That's the CRB index. And the CRB index is the kind of like the S&P, only for commodity prices. And notice it had been just drifting along, and then in the last several weeks, smacked down. And the reason is because most commodities are now in a sharp bear market. The only thing that's not is livestock, cows and hogs. Everything else in the last several weeks has been smacked down. Now, this is big. This is big. If we are seeing commodity prices go down, that means several things. Number one, it's going down because largely the strength in the U.S. dollar. But if commodity prices are going to go down, then that will lead to interest rates going down, long-term interest rates going down. And if that's the case, then of course that will make the dollar weaker. So there's a cycle going on here, but we're at the beginning of one element of that cycle. You've got to be short commodities. You've got to be short gold. You've got to be long the U.S. dollar over the short term. Hey, Courtney Smith here with TradeSmith, our weekly video newsletter for March 13th. More important than the smackdown in commodities is the smackdown here on our disclaimer. Live it, love it. Well, I was going to say love it, but, let's forget. No, just tolerate it, okay? All right, S&P 500. Big gap up a little over a week ago. The market's come down. We broke through the gap, which is not bullish, and we're doing all of this on low volume. So this is really kind of a neutral picture if I really break it down. But other things are happening that are more important. Look way, way, way down at the bottom of the chart. And I told you about this last week, and I told you and I taught you about the ADX. And I pointed it out because if we are above 40 and then we come down in any amount, it's the end of the trend. Well, you can see down at the bottom, that's exactly what's happened. Now, it's not an infallible indicator. We call it the bishop, in fact, because it's not infallible. If it was infallible, we'd probably call it the Pope. But we don't. We call it the bishop. And here's the cool thing with the bishop. Either we have a major top in place, a top that will cause a significant downtrend. Let's not say a bear market, but let's say a 4 to 10% correction. That's scenario number one. Scenario number two is it just goes right back up again. Now, I don't want to short sell this because of the bishop. Instead, we use the bishop as a profit-taking technique. So right now, I want to take off half of my chips. If I've got 100 shares of something, I'm going to sell 50 of those shares. But then I'm going to look at each one of those stocks. And if the stocks reclaim the highs, I'll double up my position and go back up to 100 shares. So let me repeat that. Time to take a bunch of profits. We made a lot of money. We're going to take some profits right now. I'm going to take off 50% of my position right now and rebuy it if it breaks to new highs. All right, Dow Jones. Also, we can see our DI plus, that's the green line, is coming down, and the DI minus, the red line, is going up, which shows there's more and more internal bearishness and less bullishness, and it was the net of that that caused the ADX to turn down. That's the black line up in that box there. So this picture, it's not bearish, but it's getting more bearish. Let's take a look at momentum. Well, the NASDAQ is holding up beautifully. And in fact, look at how the purple predictor has taken off in the last week. Price action, pretty much sideways except for a little bit of strength on Friday. But the purple predictor moving to new all-time highs. So it looks to me like the action's still going to be in the NASDAQ type stocks. We've been hammering on this for, God, over a month now. Seasonality. Well, we broke through the top end of the range, which got me more bullish, but now we've sagged back down into the trading range that had held in our seasonality indicator for 2 months. Now, that would be okay, and we should go back, as I just said a few minutes ago, we want to get rid of half our positions, so this would put us back to normal size positions. But we're starting to get close to the red line, and if we go down through the red line to the downside, then I'm going to have to go to half-size positions. All right, going to have to bail out of even more stocks. Got to pull in our horns. Got to be defensive. And look at the purple predictor. It's been leading the way down for a month. It's making lower lows and lower highs. Prices continue to move higher until the beginning of March, but the purple predictor's been in a bear market for an extra 2 weeks. That tells me that we're probably going to break the red line and cut our positions in half again. All right. Well, we're supposed to rally up until the middle of May-ish. Maybe, but I have a feeling that look at March. There's that little dip in March, and I think that's what we're doing right now. Pretty much all of them but the green line, which is not applicable since Hillary lost. But the other 3 lines suggest a shaky period here in the latter half of March, and then we get another rally up again. Yield curve releasing the pressure, which gives us more upside potential. Asset allocation moving to new highs, which just shows, there's trillions of dollars in bonds. And this is showing that part of the reason we've got this bull market, people are saying, well, where's the money coming from? It's coming from the bond market, a big part of it. Risk indicator not giving us a clear signal here. Global shares, new high close. I told you we've been bullish on it, but I'm not really long these things because I think there's more money in the U.S. market. But this price action on Friday suggests that, at least for the near term, actually, global shares are going to outperform the U.S. So this is something new here. Japanese shares also moved higher. We've been in this trade for, since this whole chart. We've been in this trade for a long, long time. And we made a lot of money early. Then we went sideways. But now we're in a grinding bull market and back to making money. Let's take a look over here at bonds. And they cracked to new lows. That means higher interest rates. Still look for them to continue to move lower. Bond key factors, 2 out of 3 are saying we should have higher interest rates. 2 out of 3 are saying higher interest rates, and only one of them, which is the CRB, which is what I opened this show with, that's the only one suggesting lower interest rates. The dollar was looking good until, a little bit Thursday, but mainly Friday, when it started to come under some pressure. Still like the fundamentals, fully paid up members, you see all my special tricky indicators of why. But for you freebies, one of the big things is interest rate differentials. Interest rates are moving higher in the United States and basically moving lower every place else, which means you can get more money by investing in the U.S. dollar, which draws hot money into the U.S. System. Gold coming down hard on the strength of the dollar. Even silver, which I liked, is under pressure. Platinum, everything in the precious metal sector. I never got long. I'm not short. I'd rather stand aside right now. Our indicators, 2 out of 3, have plunged in the last couple of weeks. One of them, the very top one, that's the euro, is just barely strong, but the others are plunging, which is why we're seeing gold plunge as well. Our indicators work really, really well. And one of the big things that's cracking down is oil. Now, as you know, I've been very frustrated for like about 2 or 3 months here. My feeling was we had the OPEC meeting, which suggested that OPEC would tighten their production and they would stick to their quotas. And the first couple of reports that came out of OPEC suggested that they were sticking to their discipline, an extremely rare circumstance. So why is the price of oil coming down? Because the American oil industry is taking this opportunity to crank up production and take market share away from OPEC. So we saw a big increase in inventories and bigger than expected, and we saw a big increase in production in the United States, and that also surprised the market. So oil, finally, my thesis is coming true. Got to be short, looking for the market to go into the lower 40s. So let's say another $6-7 to the downside. That's not a bad trade. All right, freebies, thank you for coming around, checking us out. Hopefully you're making some money on these insights. Fully paid up members, I know you're making money because I know what the individual specific trades are. So fully paid up members, hang on. All you freebies, hang on for, of course, a commercial.
Hey, Courtney Smith here, and I want to tell you about TradeSmith, our video weekly newsletter. Yeah, I've been bringing the hammer to the market for over 45 years, and now I share that expertise with you every week in a terse, to-the-point video newsletter. Now, see, back in the old days, I actually ran the #1 stock newsletter in the United States for 5 years, according to the Hulbert Financial Digest. I crushed the market. I went where the action was, and for 5 years, when I did this newsletter, it was the #1 rated most profitable newsletter there was. There's a picture of it. In addition, I also ran the #1 mutual fund, growth mutual fund in the United States. There it is. There it is. There's Morningstar. Look at that chart. Ooh, that's a beautiful looking chart there. And I was #1. Well, and no losing year in 40 years. I've been doing this for a long time, and I want to share that expertise with you so that you don't have to go through 40 years of experience. Trust me, I've bled a lot in those 40 years, but what that means is I've led a lot, and I've shown tens of thousands of people how to make money in my career. Now, first of all, in this newsletter, we're going to cover the key markets. We're going to talk about the U.S. stock market. We're going to talk about global stock markets. We're going to talk about foreign exchange. We're going to talk about futures, even commodities, oil. We're going to talk about bonds so that this is a one-stop shop. You can come here. You don't need anything else. We're going to use options whenever we have the opportunity to leverage up and turbocharge our profits. We're going to do it. Now, this is totally unique analysis. You think that if I did what everybody else did, I would have those #1 track records? Of course not. What I have to do is unique. That's the only way you can beat the competition out there year after year after year. So, deep fundamental analysis. I'm going to talk about this on 2 levels. First of all, fundamental analysis of the markets, monetary policy, economic policy, trade flows, all of those sorts of things, but on a very, very deep level. I've studied macroeconomics for decades now, and I've been using that analysis for decades. In addition, we look at deep fundamentals of individual stocks when we look at our stock market trades. That is to say, we're going to tear apart these companies. I focus a lot on a few key metrics. One of them, strong earnings growth. In the final analysis, that's the thing that really drives stock prices. Another factor that drives stock prices is when earnings per share estimates are going up. That is to say, when a broker changes their estimate from 10 cents a share to 20 cents a share, they call their clients buy the stock, and the price goes up. So those are the 2 most powerful techniques that affect the price of a stock, and I'm going to tear that apart and show you why I love these companies. But at the same time, just because it's a great company doesn't mean it's a great stock. We need to be able to time these things and buy them when it's good to buy and sell them when it's good to sell. So I'm going to show you unique technical analysis you can't get anyplace else. It's a combination of a number of indicators. Some of them you might have seen elsewhere, but I use them in a unique way. Others, you've never seen them anyplace else. I'm the inventor of those techniques. But you know what? Even the techniques that I use of other people, I use from people who are friends of mine. Yes, I've been around this market so long that most of the greatest technicians in history have been friends of mine. In addition, I'm going to show you ninja trading tactics. How are we going to get the best fill? How do we enter the orders? Are we going to use stop orders, or are we going to use limit orders or market orders? All of those sorts of things I'm going to give you in our weekly video newsletter. Key benefits of the newsletter. #1, killer analysis that you're not going to find anyplace else. This is unique. This is unusual. And I have to make it unique. I have to make it unusual because that's the only way I can be #1. By the way, I was voted #1 bond and gold market timer for 3 years in a row by Timers Digest. You can only do that when you have unique and killer analysis. Killer trades, because once we've got the analysis, we need to make money from it. We need to turn it into an actionable item, something that we can actually do in the real world. So I'm going to give you killer trades. I'm going to tell you specifically where to buy, specifically where to sell. Nothing is left to the imagination. I'm precise. It's also to the point. I don't want to waste time. I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to waste my time. So no BS, no stories, no jokes, no nothing. Right to the point. Here's what to do. Here's why to do it. And here's how to make money from it. So I'm going to keep it terse. It's about 20 minutes per week, right to the point with all the analysis. I show you the charts right on the screen so you know exactly why I'm doing it. You can double check my work. If I show you an indicator and I say this is what it means, I'll show you the recent past and you can see if it worked recently. Of course, it does. Now, actionable, that's a key thing. So many analysts out there, it's blah, 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 blah. It seems to me that all they want to do is they love the sound of their own voice. They want to sound smart. You know what? I don't care if I sound smart. That's not the point of the exercise. I'm not here to try to impress you. I'm here to help you make money. I'm doing all the same trades that I recommend to you. So trust me, they better be profitable. Easy. Like I say, I'm going to give you the exact entry, exit points. It's going to be super easy. Just type them into your brokerage platform, and there you go. It can't be any easier than that unless I came over to your house and typed in the orders myself. It's only $47 a month. This is a peanut for what you're getting. This is killer analysis, killer trades. This is something where, you got to stop and think of it this way. Can I make $47 more per month if I subscribe to this newsletter, or am I not going to make $47 per month? You know the answer. The answer is, of course, you're going to make at least 47, probably 10 times that, probably 100 times that, probably 1,000 times more than the $47, depending on the size of your account and if you follow all of my trades. So also, I want you to have a lot of free bonuses right up front. As soon as you sign up for the first month, I'm going to give you thousands of dollars of free bonuses. A lot of them are options related because I'm an owner of a company called Options University, and we've got some great education there, from option beginner to pro in just 4 nights. I like using options if I can because they can turbocharge the profitability. They can also be used to cut risk at the same time. That's a pretty awesome combination. So I'm going to give you from options beginner to pro in just 4 nights. Great introductory course for an option beginner. I'm going to give you how to quickly and easily master the top 20 technical indicators, some of which I use, but of course, as I say, I often use them in tricky new ways, and I'll show those to you as well. Retire rich with 10x income. I love this course. Really, isn't that what we all want, is to retire rich? And hey, why retire rich? How about retire rich and early with 10x income? This is an awesome course. You're going to love this course. It's going to get you focused so that you can retire rich. The secret is out with gamma trading. Now, this one's more advanced. I'm not kidding you with this. Gamma trading, I used to be an options market maker in the institutional world. I didn't deal with retail customers, only with banks. And what did we do? We did gamma trading all day long. It's something that's so super sophisticated that very few retail investors ever really understand it. This course gives you the insight into how to do this sophisticated technique. So we started from option beginner at our top bonus. This one, advanced and very super cool. Another one is, I love this. Come on. We're going to give you a new option strategy every month. So what's going to happen is you're going to receive a new option strategy every single month for 12 months, give you a month to master the strategy for the month, and then learn a new one, and then learn a new one. This is a great concept so that you can learn in a relaxed fashion. Gotta love it. I'm also going to give you 82-page manual on candlestick secrets. This is a particular style of trading, using, instead of bar charts, using candlesticks. What's cool is it's got flashcards. And it's really very cool because you actually get to learn just like you did when you were a kid. So it makes it super easy. You can be studying while you're sitting there on the subway or whatever, looking through those flashcards, the tutorials, the manual. It's awesome. And then finally, a very secretive part of the universe, foreign exchange options trading, where we combine foreign exchange trading with options trading, profiting from the two hottest markets. So I'm giving you 7 bonuses here. The value, if you were to go and buy those, go to optionsuniversity.com. Check them out. You'll see the price is just under $2,200. So when you sign up for just $47 a month, I'm going to give you these 7 bonuses right away. You're going to be able to access them right away. So let's repeat. You get the weekly video briefing with actionable advice. You get the 7 valuable bonuses, and all for just $1.56 a day. Come on. Really? You don't think it's worth less than $1.56 a day? Come on, man. You can't get a Starbucks coffee for $1.56, but you can get one of the best video newsletters ever. In fact, I believe it's the first video newsletter ever. But you're getting the same insights and the same techniques that I used to build that incredible track record of being the highest performing, most profitable newsletter for 5 straight years. All for $1.56 a day. This is a peanut. So what do you got to do? It's simple. You go to bit.ly/weekly market forecast. And yes, the W and the M and the F have to be capitalized. But go to bit.ly/weekly market forecast right now to subscribe. Get involved. Full money back guarantee, of course. Do it right now. You're going to really enjoy it. I'm not allowed to promise you that you'll make money. The SEC, the FTC, they'll come down on me like a ton of bricks. But I know what my track record is. I think as long as you follow the advice, I think you're going to be very happy. I'm allowed to say you're going to be happy. I'm not allowed to say you'll make money or they'll come down on me like a ton of bricks. We don't like that. So here's what I need you to do. Go to bit.ly/weekly market forecast with the capital W, M, and F right now. Go there right now. Check it out. Sign out. Full money back guarantee. Get all the bonuses. Try it for a month. I know you're going to love it. Thanks very much, and I'll see you on TradeSmith. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.